What's going on, everybody? I'm rearranging the cameras around and the microphones around, and yeah, I'm falling apart over here. So sorry for being late. So we're just gonna hop right into it. If you have a question, leave a question. If you're new, welcome. We're gonna hop right into the topic today, and it's obstacles that veterans encounter with tinnitus claims. Tinnitus claims get denied as much as they get approved. So, what's the difference? And I mean, I guess the main difference is, and this is kind of like this with every VA claim. Every claim is different. Every veteran is different. There's, some things that, this guy did this and I might be able to do that. There's consistencies there. But when it's like, whoops, what happened? Then you start getting into the law and you have to look at the decision letter and see what was different. That's the only real way to compare the two, I would say. Look at a decision letter from somebody that won a claim and then somebody that got denied. So that's what we're going to be doing here. I have a portion of a tinnitus claim denial letter, and I outlined some stuff, some of the verbiage, evidence considered, kind of what they said, the dicky things that the VA says, and that happens when you get a denial. Obviously, I mean, I guess they say dicky things. What in your award letter too, but you won, so it doesn't really bother you as much. But yeah, it stings when you get your decision letter for sure. So we're going to look at that, look at a couple laws, and then I want to give you my 2 cents. And anybody have a tinnitus claim going recently? Did you win? Are you on appeal? What are you going to do? Are you higher level reviewing it? Did you do a supplemental claim? Like, what did you do? If you could leave that in the comments, that would help the folks out. We got some moderators in as well. So let's let it rip. And I'm just going to go ahead and just hop over into this full screen share so I can show you both of these things and you can just see how this is the way I look at it. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I'm a combat Craig. So this is the way I look at these things. So hopefully you could take something from this, and you don't have to do exactly what I do, but it's just the way my brain breaks it down, the way I organize and look at stuff. So without further ado, and I don't know how to get myself out of the way here. Let me see if I can blow this thing up. Nope. Hopefully you can read it. Not very well. Oh, that's it. Zoom in or something. We're live. Okay, so um, over on the left, this is I did a kind of like an instructional video yesterday. I can't even remember the topic, but I was just kind of breaking down how to research your claims and your disabilities and the law, and it's doing well. And I forget, I apologize. I know what I know, and I blow through things. And a lot of you guys are not like natural PDF guys and girls, and flying around PDF documents. And well, what's a PDF anyway? What's a PDF editor? So I need to slow it down a little bit and show you like what tools I use. So this is kind of what I'm doing. So I have this decision on the left. Parts of it I've redacted it. Again, I use an app called PDF Pen. You can kind of see it up here. I'm on a Mac. I like PDF Pen. I can get in and redact and highlight things, and it just works for me. There's probably a million PDF editors. Go find one. I wouldn't even bother with a free one. But I've been downloading software for years. Like free stuff just sucks. So whatever. If you want to use free stuff, have fun. You'll probably pay for it eventually. And then on the right side, over here, I am. This is just kind of like my notes. So I'm going to be kind of hopping back and forth. And this is just my way of looking at these types of things, these kinds of claims. Like, okay, I got some words, and let me put them over here. And then I have some law. Let me get that over there too, so I can take a look at that. And I need to look at the words again, and then put some more stuff over there. And that's kind of how I do my research. So, up at the top here, top left, got an intent to file. That was right. That's the first part of filing a claim. VA form 21-0966. You submit an intent to file. Then the VA form 21526EZ, that's the actual application when you go do it online. That is the 526EZ, and there's a paper version of it as well. And then there was a statement in support of a claim, and I of course redacted the dates. And then there's a VA examination, that was the CNP exam. So fundamentally, I think this was done properly because of the subjective natures of a tinnitus claim. Intent to file the claim, submit a support a claim at 214138, and then they're probably going to send you to a CNP exam. So this looks right. Like, this is exactly what I would do. Let me know, if this looks right to you. This is just kind of my head. Oh, cool. ATX Patriot is in here to chime in. I guess it really matters what he sees and what he thinks right. And he probably writes these kinds of decisions. So anyway, the reason for decision, service connection for tinnitus. Service connection may be granted for a disability which began in military service or was caused by some event or experience in service. That's covered under 38 CFR 3.303. Service connection for tinnitus is denied since this condition neither occurred in nor was caused by service. Your service treatment records do not contain complaints, treatment, or diagnosis for this condition. The VA medical opinion found no link between your diagnosed medical condition and military service. The VA examiner provided the following rationale. The service treatment records do not contain complaints, treatment, or diagnosis for this condition. The first complaint of tinnitus is, whenever that was, at the VA CMP exam, maybe approximately 18 years post-separation. And then there's some more laws. These are more laws that are covered. Again, 38 CFR 3.303 and then 38 CFR 3.304. Favorable, this is the part that really sucks and is confusing. So, favorable findings identified in this decision. Your duty position is shown to have a high probability of hazardous noise exposure. Therefore, VA has conceded exposure to hazardous noise for purposes of establishing an event in service. VA examination data, whenever, provided a diagnosis of tinnitus. Like, what jackass wrote this? So there's there's no diagnosis, there's no link, and it's like, oh yeah, but we found a few favorable findings. There is a diagnosis. And that was probably done at the CNP exam, but it's like you're on the MOS high probability list. I don't know. I think I was on the moderate probability list, being on the flight line as a cop. So he was on the high probability list. So again, he probably knew that when he filed this claim, and this should have been a slam dunk. This is also part of this reason why I'm showing this. There's no such thing as a slam dunk, a no-brainer, any of that kind of stuff. It just doesn't happen. You build your claim the best you can build it, and then you file it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna win this all day long. Like that, that just doesn't happen. It does. Like, people do win, but that mentality it's just dumb to have that mentality because I don't know if he had this mentality, but I mean, this looks like just a solid claim, this part of the decision letter. So let's continue through it. And if you have stuff in here like this and the favorable findings identified in the decision here, it's just horrible. It's so infuriating, especially when they're like, oh yeah, the favorable findings are Oh yeah, you have tinnitus. We just decided not to rate you for it. That's kind of the way I read it. Maybe it says something different. So I recopied it, and then I kind of just took these codes. For some reason, I couldn't highlight this. PDF pen has problems, so I moved those over here. So 38 CFR 3.303 is principles relating to service connection. 38 CFR 3.304 direct service connection, wartime and peacetime. Okay, so yeah, so let's just go through that. So I literally, I'm not going to read all these, but I went and grabbed 3.303 principles relating to service connection. Um, it's actually a thing, and I just want to show you, how long it is. Section A, general. B, chronicity and continuity. Those are huge. That's the enchilada right there. FYI, get familiar with those words. Um, C, pre-service disabilities. D, post-service initial diagnosis of disease. So when you get out, if you blew off your CMP exam like I did, that isn't going to help you. Pre-existing conditions, it covers all this stuff. So the next one is 3.304, direct service connection, wartime and peacetime. And we talk about like PTSD. It's only for combat veterans. It's not. PTSD is for all veterans with a stressor that have PTSD. And they do things like this where it's like wartime and peacetime. It's not combat and non-combat. I mean, it is for PTSD, but we're all veterans at the end of the day. So you'll notice things like this. That's what it means. Wartime and peacetime means we're all veterans. So this outlines a direct service connection. Presumption of soundness. When you rolled in, you went through your MEPS test, and unless anything was noted, you're in good shape. So that's the presumption of soundness. Again, lots of links, and I can put links to this thing. This one's really long, lots of stuff. They add stuff to it. But I want to kind of just show you those two things. But basically, to sum it up relatively quickly, 3.303 is principles relating to service connection. 3.304 is direct service connection. So let's look at the verbiage a little bit more, and I will opine. So service connection for tinnitus is denied since this condition neither occurred in nor was caused by service. So let's just take that first part there. So service connection for tinnitus is denied. So they're saying it didn't occur in or it wasn't caused by your service. So to me, that sounds like a problem with the actual nexus statement. You can write your own statement for tinnitus because it's a subjective complaint. So you are qualified to do it. So, like to me, just right off the top of my head, that sounds like maybe the nexus didn't say, "Hey, this was caused by my active duty service." You're qualified to say that. In most cases, a doctor needs to say it, but you can. I mean, you say it too, but they will give it weight. So maybe his personal statement didn't actually say it was caused by service. Like you have to be that obvious. Like my current symptoms of tinnitus, diagnosis whether you have it or not, was caused because of the flight line in 1989, and like give them like a time frame or a date or a group of dates or something, and it was like that's when it was. It was on the flight line. I started noticing it, and got worse or whatever. So the next one is your service treatment records do not contain complaints, treatment, or diagnosis for this condition. So this is probably one of the most used statements, I think, in decision letters. It's probably a bunch of them. But this is the challenge. I have these in every one of my denials. Probably have one in the one that I won too. Your service treatment records do not contain complaints. So you're like 18 or 19 and your ears are blown out. Like you don't even know what the hell's going on. It might not even be that bad when you're 18. Everything gets worse with age. So, whatever, you have combat PTSD. You don't know what it is. Like, you just think you're sad, or who knows, whatever. So, no complaints. So, no complaints means no treatment. And then there's no diagnosis. You're just not going to the doctor. So that's what that means. And every single one of you guys probably should have seen this in some kind of decision letter, unless you're part of this kind of new generation now, where we're learning about this and avoiding this, and working on our claims. 6 months, a year, 18 months before we even get out, so we don't run into these problems. This is why, when you're on active duty and you're watching me right now, this is what you're avoiding. Well, what exactly do I say? Like, I don't give a shit what you say. Get in there and make sure this statement doesn't go land on you, because it is not. It sucks. Um, so, moving on, the VA medical opinion found no link between your diagnosed medical condition and military service. So, again, to me, this sounds like the Nexus has a problem, and he could have. I wrote my own Nexus and won my own tinnitus claim because of the subjective nature. I know it's confusing, and yeah, you can get a doctor, and yeah, they send you to doctors, but nobody can actually. I'm 100% sure you have tinnitus, because it's impossible to do that unless you have objective tinnitus. So I think this just points to the personal statement, um, the diagnosed medical condition, and then, just going down. It said there was a diagnosis of tinnitus at the C&P exam. So that one's just full hattery. I don't know, jackass stuff. The VA examiner provided the following rationale. The service treatment records do not contain complaints, treatment, or diagnosis for this condition. The first complaint is at the C&P exam 18 years later. So, that's something that you're going to have to deal with. Now, current symptoms, right? Like now, 6 months, I don't know, a year, like not a diagnosis and symptoms for 13 years ago, like now. A lot of guys will start thinking about filing a claim, and they're educating themselves, and it's like, oh shit, like, should I just go to primary care and, like, just start saying I have ringing in the ears? You're absolutely right. That's exactly what you should do. At least you're going to have a complaint somewhere in a medical record. So this guy had none for 18 years, and whatever, you might have had none for 35 years. But once you start learning what you're doing, get in and complain about your tinnitus. They're not going to go fix it. They're not going to, the VHA is probably not going to send you to an audiology appointment or whatever. They might, I doubt it. But you need to get it on the record. So I think, if he got out and had any kind of complaints of tinnitus, which I didn't, so that's possible. But, if it was 5 years in, they probably still would have denied him. But you know what I mean? Like, if he had gone in and said, hey, it's bothering me 5 years and then 10 years, that would help. Because this guy's really hung up on this 18 years out of the blue thing. But you get around that, by having them right now. Like, you go put your intent to file in, figure out what you're going to do. Oh shit, I better get like tinnitus on some medical record somewhere. Go to urgent care and complain to them if you can't get into your primary care. By the time you actually file your claim and it's starting to get adjudicated, at least it's in a record somewhere. It's better than nowhere. And I know it's like, really? I mean, aren't they going to see through that? Uh, Maybe, but at least it's in a medical record somewhere. That's what medical evidence is. A medical thing in a medical document, that you can use. If it's not there, it doesn't exist. So, now we'll go on to favorable findings in this decision. This is the most infuriating part of this whole thing. Your duty position is shown to have a high probability of hazardous noise exposure. So this is probably after that MOS list. So therefore, the VA has conceded exposure to hazardous noise for the purposes of establishing an in-service event. So this just goes back and contradicts that other paragraph. Like, this is just so jackass right here. I have no idea how these two clowns this examiner and this CMP examiner, like, what part of duty to assist are you guys missing out on? There was no assistance going on here. I can't see behind the scenes. You could see more in the C file, but to me, this just looks like these guys were just pencil whipping shit and just screwed this guy. And then this last part says the VA examination provided diagnosis of tinnitus. I think there was plenty enough here for them to award a tinnitus claim. But you know, whatever. I'm me. So I wanted to kind of go over a couple of these notes here. On the right side, guess we could close. I can close this one out. Maybe make this a little bigger. All right, so tinnitus. I would read blogs about it, watch videos about it, because it's going to be different, and you're not going to know what it is for a long time, most likely. Like it's like when you first get it, it's like what is that? Because you don't know exactly where it is. It's like it moves around. Mine still moves around. But when you really don't even know what it is, it's like, you know, whatever, you're like, you get a pain or something, like, oh, I must have strained something. And it's like, yeah, it's tinnitus, and your brain is strained and tripping out. And just the natural reaction is like, well, shit, I got to go to work and be a dad and a husband or a wife, or what, like, I got to work. So you learn how to tune it out as much as possible. That's why if you do get service connected for tinnitus and it's really really bad, um, people can file a mental health claim and get 100% because it's so bad. So for me, I have it. I do tune it out, but I've gotten pretty good at that. So there's only one rating for tinnitus, which is 10%. So it's not like I'm definitely not moderate or severe. I think it would be like mild. But you know, maybe that's going to get worse. I'm glad I have the rating for it. So I don't even know what I was talking about there. So, oh, let me switch over cameras again. I need to get my camera up higher a little bit. Got some stuff in the background. Still working on it. Got my Desert Storm flag. Put some license plates up. Where is it? Got some body parts that I'm gonna bring my GoPro up, and we're gonna do the skeletal system and the muscle system. So there's a diagnosis of tinnitus under favorable findings. The MOS list, that's something you should be aware of and just know what it is, but it is not a end all be all thing. Clearly, just because you're on the MOS list and you're in like a highly probable or kind of probable, I don't know what all the little terminology is off the top of my head. But a lot of people will go look and like, oh, damn, that sucks. I'm not on the list. So it doesn't matter. This guy had a high probability denied. So it's all about the structure of the claim. My opinion, I think it was the examiner and the rater just not doing the duty to assist. I think this is a higher level review. The way but I don't see the whole thing, so I'm literally just speculating. So high probability list is a good thing to know about. Look at it, but don't let it discourage you. If you were in pencil pusher land, your probability was 0, but that doesn't mean that you walked outside and you're playing basketball and some loud thing happened and you got tinnitus that or whatever. Service treatment records don't have complaints. Duh, right? That makes sense. If you're on active duty, again, like duh is what we say. Like us older guys, you're dumb if you're on active duty and you're not getting this stuff in your record. It doesn't matter if it's a weak complaint. They think you're a pussy. They mess with you, blah, blah, blah. You're never even going to talk to these people again, but you will be dealing with your disabilities. I'm telling you, go complain. I don't care how you do it, what you got to do to get in there. The more you complain, you get it on the record. The more you get it on the record, the better. One complaint, that's pretty weak. Do it 2 or 3 times. Get your head wrapped around this. 2 years before you get out, or a year before you get out. Just launch appointments. If you have to go fight this 30 years later, it'll be in there. The VA couldn't see the nexus on this one. I can't either because I didn't see the personal statement. But I think I think duty to assist failure. But I think the veteran might have not called out where his tinnitus started. And then this thing, no complaints to the VA until 18 years later. That's normal. They do that. The longer you're out, the harder it's going to be. Not impossible. It's just going to make certain things harder. The best way you could do that is you can't do anything about the 15 years that you didn't do anything. But on year 16, start going to the doctor. 17, go to the doctor. At least it shows chronicity of symptomatology. You have the current symptoms now. You're seeing them at the VA. You link this back to your active duty service. It's in the VA or a private doctor. The tie goes to the veteran. This guy will win if he actually has to go to the BVA over this. But we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to get this done the first time around in 6 months or 9 months, not 5 years. Yeah, and then you need current symptoms. So all your service connected disabilities, if they're gone, great, that's fun. I would probably give it about 5 years to make sure they're really gone, solved. No more combat PTSD. Doesn't happen. It's just again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just old. Like nothing that happened when I was 30 and 40 is better in my body. It's worse, all of it. So it's going to get worse. So keep that in mind before you're like, woohoo, I'm better. Go in there and complain about your problems. So it's on the record. At a bare minimum, do it in your yearly physical at the VA. Do it more. Go to urgent care, whatever that Mission Act is. Go pay whatever for a private doctor. Get a medical record in there and stay up on this stuff. If you're not 100% P&T or you haven't had the same rating for 20 years, they'll snatch it from you. I put a link to a court case, and it's called Fountain versus Mcdonald. And it's basically talking about how a veteran may establish their own nexus with lay evidence, with proof of continuity of symptomatology. Let me get this screen back up. This is important, I think. My Stream Deck's not working. Apologize. Come on. So this is where'd it go? So it's called Fountain versus Mcdonald. I'll put the link in the description. Read it. Again, more fun stuff to read. Don't care if you think it's fun or not. You gotta at least wrap your head around it enough to understand that it's out there. And there's lots of these things. Precedent-setting cases. The word chronic disease is statutorily defined by 38 USC, blah, 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 as an organic diseases of the nervous system. And, okay, so whatever. So tinnitus is an organic disease of the nervous system. That is true. Tinnitus is a chronic and organic. Oh, I just said that. So the veteran may establish. So this is it. The rest of this stuff is just garbage. So this is it. Tinnitus is a chronic and organic disease of the nervous system, and the veteran may establish nexus with lay evidence with proof of continuity of symptomatology. If you're not complaining, there's no continuity of symptomatology. Without this, claim denied. That's simple. This is it. This is what people go to. This is what it's called. Fountain versus Mcdonald. They do this this is one way. There's a lot of things they rely on this for, but this is the little nugget for today, I think. So I'm going to take a quick break and then take some questions. Let's see what we got. Come on, Zoom. Wow. There we go. Where's my mouse? Okay. Let me move this stuff over here. I keep trying to move my stuff around because I have this kit. I'm used to looking at my Mac and shit. And now I have a DSLR, like a real camera. And it's weird because on my Mac I could just read right from it, and the camera's right there. So it's weird trying to figure out how to make this work, but whatever. First world problems. We'll get there. So I did a 4-hour. Let's see how long we've been on here. 99. Oh yeah. Let's start with the thumbs up part. So. Oh. Yeah, that's my old view. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. If you want to support me, there's a join button on the channel under the video. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate you watching and all that kind of stuff. Just throwing that out there. I did a 4-hour marathon deal on, I don't know, what's today, Sunday? I think it was Friday night. So I'm not trying to do that. So if there's super chats, I'll answer those. And if it's pertaining to tinnitus, I'll answer those. But we're at 103 people, 75 thumbs up. I want to try to keep this one at about 45 minutes or something like that. So I'm just going to start from the bottom and work my way up. And if I'm not seeing questions or super chats, I'm just going to skip over them. Got a lot of good folks in here moderating and helping and all that kind of stuff. What's up, Double Dog? Yeah, my microphone is getting better. And just fun fact, my other one, it like was vertical. Like the stand is vertical, but the mic is horizontal. So I can talk at it. But if I talk at it too close, it starts popping. Peter Piper picked. You can hear that. So I need to get another mouth thing. But it always works better when you have it angled at your mouth. Some people do it like this. I'm still getting used to this thing. So I got it right in front of me because a lot of people listen, and I want, the voice needs to be heard, right? Like you can make a great video, but if you can't hear it, it's worthless. Okay, let's see. Yep, this is the Shure. I think it's the M7B. It's relatively new, and I think you can kind of see this. So it's a USB mic. I have it going in. I don't even know why they have many USB. Like that's gonna be obsolete. They should be using USB or C or whatever that is. But it also has the regular XLR, so I can hook this into a mixer, and I'm probably going to do that. But yeah, this mic is, I'm digging it. And then I have the stand. I don't have arms coming all over the place, but I'm sure I will. Okay, let's see. That's good, I guess. If you want a bigger dick and you got it out, that's a claim to fame. You should tell your wife. I'm sure she'll laugh at you and disagree. What's up, Fernando? That failed to show up with an avatar. I'm seeing a lot of avatars. That F is unacceptable. 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 But yes, document your medical ailments. Document your medical ailments. They're ailments. Like you're supposed to be seeing a doctor. Like, duh. But I didn't for years. My doctor was Dr. Jack Daniels, and pretty much every drug in the book to mask and just be out of it all the time. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so you worked in a hospital in your time of service, so it was easy to get appointments. Yeah, that's a good point. If you're in the hospital, there's like a hookup going. My ex-wife is an ER nurse, so it's not like they're gonna like give her like free surgery or something like that. But they'll push you to the front of the line or help you if you're having problems. Like, hey, this is my girl over here. Quit dicking around with her and get her in and give her a consult. So, and that's a huge statement. It's a pain in the ass dealing with the VA, dealing on active duty, all that kind of stuff. So you are blessed, absolutely. Okay. St. Lou needs an avatar, and there's no such thing as a slam dunk, but I don't know what you guys are talking about. Mm, let's see. So, Floyd, you were told you definitely have it. Waiting for a decision from VA in the mail. Vietnam vet. Never heard of tinnitus or sleep apnea. Was told I definitely have it. That's like a diagnosis is definitely having it. So I'm gonna erase that statement because that doesn't exist. But like I mean I get what you're saying, Floyd. Just be careful with that. They will. That thing that I just showed you. They actually did break off the diagnosis. That's what you're after on almost all these things. Jason got 10% for tinnitus rating 20 years later due to MOS and your statement of ringing in the ears. And kind of to this point, and Jason, love your avatar. Um, the MOS list, you've always been on it. I don't know how long that thing's been floating around, but like you always had that. But your statement, whether you changed it a little bit or explained it better or something. I think it was your statement that got it for you. But the MOS didn't help. But again, you were out for 20 years, longer than this example I just showed for 18. If you could show me that research, I'd love to see it. There's subjective tinnitus and there's objective tinnitus. Yes, objective tinnitus can be found with a hearing test. I don't have the like numbers off the top of my head, but it's like less than 5% of the veterans. So I don't even talk about objective tinnitus because nobody has it. It's subjective. Um, Objective is you go into that booth and like the doctor can tell you have it. With mine, it's like ringing in the back here and it's buzzing around and just like I have no idea where to land it. How's a doctor going to do it? And how's a audiologist going to pick it up? But I'm pretty sure your research led you to objective. But whatever. I'm not right about a lot of stuff. If you know more, please Combat Craig at VA Claim or shit. Sorry, I keep saying that. Combat Craig at protonmail.com. If you have that, that says subjective, I would like to see it because I need to quit saying the wrong thing and giving bad advice. I hate doing that, but I do it. Just heads up, I definitely give the wrong advice, but I don't mean to. I clean it up when I can. But that was like the whole point. I'm not a doctor. I'm a veteran, and I just realized, hey, like there is so much stuff that I'm learning, and it doesn't matter if I'm 100% right. You guys need to get the ball rolling, start thinking about it. I don't know what kind of thoughts I'm generating probably anger and really that's good enough. I just want you to go in and start looking into your own stuff. And you know, I like there's like a million body parts on that muscles. I can't even pronounce any of the words on there. Um, so you know, that's where we're at. Okay, let's see. Tinnitus and sleep apnea also aggravate each other and are related. Yep, it's not. They're not directly related. They are related. Um, I don't even want to talk on that. It's complicated. I don't even understand it yet. It is a way to go. It's not the strongest way to go. Sleep apnea. There's better ways to do that. But it is a way to go. Sometimes you're like, well, all you have is tinnitus, and then sleep apnea, and then you don't even have meds, and you don't have anything else. So that's your route because you don't have any other routes. Then all of a sudden, that's the pony you're going to ride in on, and that might be your situation. So I don't mean to talk down on it. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. But with secondaries, there's so much flexibility with them. Look at, you know, I want to follow this secondary to that. How strong is that? Are there any others? Can I do it to that one? Can I do it to that service connection? And then do your research. And it's like, all right, based on what I'm looking at and what I've learned and looking at BVA decisions, you know, like this happens, this seems to be flying through more than other things are. Mm, mm, scrolling through, getting stuck in the comments, not really seeing anything. I would love to hear it, man, because what I just said is not even 10% of it. Um, it's some of it for sure. I'm saying things that are you know things to think about, but you know because you rate people and I'm sure you probably write these decision letters, right? Or you're close to whoever writes them or something like that. Yeah, man. Email me. Let's do that Skype thing, or love to have you whenever. Okay, let's see. Um, yep, not all MOS are on that list. Yeah, it's just a list. It may or may not help you. Didn't help this guy, and then there's probability factors of that list, and this guy was at the highest, and that didn't help. Okay. Going through, a couple more. Not really seeing any tinnitus. Subscriber animation. Oh yeah, I have a little tank going on. Yeah, yeah. I'm playing around with. It's called Stream Elements, and it ties to the YouTube API or something like that. Maybe not the API, but yeah, when somebody subscribes or does a super chat, yeah, then I throw a little animation and I hear noise and you know whatever, trying to make it a little more interactive because you guys, you know, don't want it to bore you to death too much. Not that a little animated GIF is going to do it. Okay, let's see. Going through, going back up. Then I'll scroll back down. Go get it, St. Lou, and find your avatar while you're at it. Don't see any more. Thanks, J Bone. That's the whole point. Hopefully, I help at some level. And I am not. I'm not an agent. That's why I talk the way I do. I'm not an agent. I don't help veterans for a living. I don't touch people's claims. I don't look at your social security numbers. I don't look at your names. I don't want to see any of that stuff. I research. I make videos, and then you know that gets you going. Perfect. Go figure it out. Talk to each other. It's like you threw your email up. You guys can. I thought emails were getting filtered, but they're not. So if you guys want to, you can post it in here. There's just certain links that get filtered. But if you guys want to email each other, Don't use your real email address. Use a Proton mail address. We're on the internet, people. All rules apply. Don't just be giving people your personal information. Let's see. James has your 10% for tinnitus. I think Tom does too. Yeah, and I'm just hopping into this because I do see your ATX Patriot stuff. It can be tricky. That is the whole point of this video. A lot of things like it looks like it was all there, but he didn't win. But I think he'll win on a higher level review. Okay. Going back up to the top. Not really seeing any more tinnitus stuff. Okay, let's go to the bottom. Again, I already did a 4-hour one on Friday. I don't know how many people actually watch all that. So, well, we're still at 50 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon here. St. Lou, it's 2020. If you're not good with computers, find somebody that is. It's a computer world, digital world. You're gonna have to do. I don't know. I guess go buy $5,000 worth of law books and read through them or something. Like that's how you go research stuff and watch videos and stuff like that. I get it, but it's not going to help you. Not being good with computers is my point, I guess. But we need to get you some kind of help. You need to find somebody that can either work with you that you trust, like a family member or something, or something. I do get it. But the VA is not going to, oh, okay, you're not good at computers, so we're going to give you a break. They won't. Yep. Combat engine. I mean, you name it. Name the most explosive, maybe that is combat engineer. You name it, they'll deny your tinnitus claim. Happens commonly. Okay. Nah, I don't wear my cowboy hat at my appointment. I'm so far I'm committing to Friday nights and Sunday nights, and then I'm gonna do one during the week. I'm working on it. Okay. All right, I think that about wraps it up. I'm going to make another video about something in a day or two. Appreciate all the love and support on the live chats and on the channel. And it's awesome seeing everybody. I guess I should be talking to the camera. I'm used to looking at my computer. I love seeing everybody helping each other out, exchanging email addresses, trying to help stuff. And St. Lou, I don't mean to jump up your ass, man. But I'm going to because my mom's 82 and she can use a computer. And I just told her to throw her shitty Windows PC away and get a Mac so I can actually support her. Like, just remove the virus problem and just get a Mac, mom. Whatever. I'm cheap, or I don't like spending money. Like, that's something you spend money on. So if my mom at 82 can fly around a computer, I just really, so can somebody in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 40s. I guess that's just kind of the way that I look at it. And it's not like she was, I grew up doing website stuff, but I was late to the game. I didn't start getting on computers until like the late 80s. So I get that, but whatever, we'll figure it out. There's a way to do it. Find somebody that can help you other than me. And, yeah, I think that about wraps it up for this video. Time to go redecorate my background and go put some more stuff up and some more lights and all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you guys in a couple days. Combat Craig out.